Welcome back to you all. I am your geography teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching SST June. Students, till now in our unit climate we have studied about the atmosphere and its structure and solar radiation, heat balance and the temperature. So now in our today's video we will study a new topic which is related to our atmosphere and the temperature. And our today's topic in under the climate unit, that is atmospheric circulation and the weather system. In this video we will study or we will learn about the atmospheric circulation, air pressure and the different type of air pressure. So let's begin with the topic atmospheric circulation, in which we are going to study few subtopics. Our first subtopic is the introduction of the atmospheric circulation. In the second subtopic we will study about the air pressure, in which we will see what is air pressure and how it is working. And in our third subtopic, we will study the types of atmospheric pressure, in which we will see the two types of atmospheric pressure. These are vertical air pressure and the horizontal air pressure. So let's start our topic with the introduction of the chapter, that is atmospheric circulation. So what is atmospheric circulation? In a simple word, we can say the movement of air, but that is more than the movement of air. The horizontal movement of air known as air circulation. See, the air is moving into two ways, vertically and the horizontally. So the horizontal movement which is around our earth, that is known as the atmospheric circulation. The earth is surrounded by a thin layer of air which is known as the atmosphere, and in our previous chapters we have already studied about what is atmosphere and how it is divided, what are the structure of our atmosphere. So and the movement which is occurred at the equator and the poles, it is the most responsible factor due to which the atmospheric circulation is happening. Means when the air moves to the poles and to the equators, then during that movement the air is circulating and rotating again and again from one place to another place, and that rotation is known as the atmospheric circulation. So here we can say the continuous horizontal movement of air from one place to another place, from equator to pole, from poles to equator, and which is surrounding over our earth, that motion is known as the atmospheric circulation. So here is a short clip through which you will become to know a proper atmospheric circulation. So just now you have seen a clip in which you have seen the movement of air. Students, the temperature at the equator is high because of incoming solar radiation, and due to the heat, the temperature at the equator, the rise up and create a low pressure, it is also known as air pressure. Meaning to say, when the solar radiation is occurring in the equatorial area, the temperature is going to be increased, and in the polar areas, due to the cold weather, the temperature is going to be decreased. So where the temperature is going to be increased, at that place the air pressure is low, and at the place where the temperature is going to be decreased, the air pressure is high. So what is that air pressure, or what is the atmospheric pressure? So let's see the meaning of air pressure. The weight of air pushing down on a unit area on the Earth's surface is called atmospheric pressure or air pressure. The air pressure is measured by the instrument which is called barometer. As you can see in this picture, the barometer is an instrument which is used to measure atmospheric pressure. The most commonly used barometers are the mercury barometer, aneroid barometer, and barographs. There are in your screen you can see all these type of barometers. The measurement is in the millibar. So we can say the unit through which we are counting or measuring the air, it is known as the millibar. The normal atmospheric pressure at sea level is about 76 centimeter of the mercury column in the mercury barometer. And the atmospheric pressure affected by few factors which are known as the temperature and the altitude. So let's see how the temperature and the altitudes are affecting to the atmospheric pressure. So first we will see how the altitude is affecting to the atmospheric pressure. At sea level, the air layers are dense, so it extracts greater pressure. Hence, the pressure is higher at sea level and it decreases with the altitude because the air becomes thinner and extracts lesser pressure. The loss of pressure is 1 centimeter for every ascent of 110 meters. The second factor which is affecting to the air pressure, that is temperature. The temperature also affect the pressure. How? The hot air expands and is lighter. Hence, it extracts less pressure. On the other hand, cold air contrasts and is heavier, so extracts high pressure. Thus, a low pressure belt lies near the equator because of high temperature, and a high pressure belt lies on the poles because of low temperature. So that you have seen few factors which are affecting to the air pressure. But are there any types of air pressure? Yes, there are total 2 types of air pressure. These are divided into vertically and horizontally. So let's see what are the types of air pressure. So students, as you can see in this given table, in this table you can see that on the left column it shows altitude from sea level, that is the ground level, up to 10 km height, which is also the end of troposphere. And next to it is the column with pressure, and to the next of it you see the column which represent temperature. It clearly tells us that as temperature increases, the pressure increases, the altitude lowers. When temperature decreases, the pressure also decreases, the altitude increases. In this table, you can see the heights which are above than the sea level, as 1 kilometer, 5 kilometer, and the 10 kilometer. In the middle one column, you can see the pressure in the millibar. The air pressure we are counting in the millibar, so it is around the different millibars, and you can see the temperature. As the height is going to be increased, the temperature is going to be decreased till the 10 kilometer. Through this picture we can understand that as the height is going to be increased, the temperature is going to be decreased, but where the air pressure is stable, at that place the temperature is also stable. Why we are saying it as a vertical division of atmospheric pressure? Because it is just based upon the atmospheric structure. As we know that our atmosphere is divided into vertical structure as the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and the exosphere. So till the first layer of the atmosphere, the air pressure is going to be decrease or increase, but after the first layer where the air and the temperature is stable, that in that place the air pressure is also stable. Now let's see the horizontal distribution of the air pressure. Students, as you can see on your screen, there are few lines. These lines are known as the isobar. Isobars are an imaginary line drawn through place having equal atmospheric pressure reduced to sea level. About this we will study more in our practical part, but now we will see what is the horizontal distribution of our atmospheric pressure. If you will see in this picture, the close spacing of isobars, it expresses steep pressure gradient, while wide spacing indicates the gentle pressure gradients. Now, might be you are thinking that what is pressure gradient? Students, the pressure gradient is the decreases in pressure per unit distance in the direction in which the pressure decreases, or the amount of change in atmospheric pressure between 2 points, and the amount of change in atmospheric pressure between 2 points is known as the pressure gradient. And if we talk about the global pattern of the horizontal distribution of air pressure, as you can see in your screen, there are two different maps through which we can see the horizontal pressure distribution into different months. The air pressure is in millibars, that is of January and July. So what is the difference between them and how the horizontal distribution is different in these both months? If we talk about the first one, that is January one, it is a study of the weather map of January reveals the following facts of the horizontal distribution of air pressure of January month. What is it? The subtropical high are located in the ocean in the southern hemisphere because the water is colder than the land in this month. It is summer there. But in the northern hemisphere, high pressure cells are not properly developed in subtropical areas but appears as a long high pressure ridges. If you will see in this map, the millibars in the different areas near around the Asia and the North America and above the equator, the millibars are different, and the millibars are also different in the other areas which are in the southern areas. If we see about the pressure gradients in the northern hemisphere, the gradients are little bit far from each line, but the pressure gradients in the southern hemisphere, these are little bit near. So it is the main difference in the both hemisphere in the month of January. And if we see the horizontal distribution of air pressure in the July month, here is again a map of July month in which you can see the difference as the isobars are little bit far and the distance between these isobars, which is known as the pressure gradient. In the northern hemisphere it is too far, and in the southern hemisphere it is too near. The equatorial low pressure belt has shifted towards north of the equator due to the northward movement of the sun. And if we see the subtropical high pressure belt, it is of southern hemisphere, extend continuously more in July than in January. You can compare both the maps and you will see the difference between them. So students, what we have seen in both the division of our atmospheric pressure. In the vertical, as the height is going to be increases, the temperature is going to be decrease due to the temperature, but at one place it is stable. But if you will see the horizontal division of our atmosphere, it is different in the different month. Or if we see in the horizontal distribution of our atmosphere, the isobars, which are the imaginary lines to show the millibars or the air pressure of a particular area, these are showing the different type of air pressure at the different places. Why the air pressure is different in the earth at the different places? Because it is affected by the temperature zone and the altitudes. If you will see the temperature at the equatorial points, there the temperature is different, so the isobars and the pressure gradient is little bit different. As you will compare the equator from the northern and the southern hemisphere, means to say the tropical areas are the polars, you will see the total difference is there in the pressure gradients, and the isobars are little bit far from one place to another. And it is also differ because of the altitudes, not only the temperature, it is also differ from the altitudes. If the high altitude is there, so temperature is going to be low and the isobars are far. But it is low altitude, so you can see the isobars or the gap between two isobars, which is known as the pressure gradient, that is little bit near. So that is the difference between both the type of divisions in the vertical and the horizontal. If we see in the vertical division of our air pressure, as the height is going to be increased, the temperature is going to be decreased, and due to the low temperature, air pressure is going to be increased. And in the other hand, in the horizontal distribution of air pressure, we will see that the air pressure which is horizontally divided, it is affected by the altitudes and the temperature zones. So now I hope you understood how the air pressure is affecting to our climate and what is the correlation between the temperature and the air pressure. In a simple line, we can say the air pressure is affecting to our climate and our temperature. How? If the air pressure is low, that means the temperature is high. And secondly, if the air pressure is high, that means to say the temperature is low. And the temperature is one most important factor which is creating or affecting to a particular place climate. So students, I hope you understood today's topic. We will discuss more about the climate in our next video. So for that, keep watching SST June.